Practical Principles. This is Practical Prince. We're doing tarot time today. This will be a new segment. We won't be doing live questions today. You're still free to join on Friday. We'll be doing live questions, live readings then. But today we're going to try something different and just do readings for questions that are on the internet in the various places. It's going to be slightly different. I'm going to have to pause at certain points to capture, the reading. We'll be going through basically posts online, do a reading as best we can with what information they gave. I don't want to have to dig through later in order to recreate the spread, so I'll take a picture, but we'll talk through the interpretation. I'll follow up later on posting just because writing stuff out takes time and I don't multitask well in that way. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get our camera online and our list of questions. I went through this group and found, 10, give or take? So just be going through, starting with this one. So from Justin Hout. Can someone give me a reading? What can you see in my future? And what kind of guidance can you give me? I'm in need of help getting help if you understand what I'm saying. Okay. So in need of help getting help would indicate what he's trying to say there is he wants help. He doesn't know necessarily how to find it, and he needs, help figuring that out. Just like, I'm hungry, how can you help? Well, there's a soup kitchen down the street. That sort of help, pointing to resources and stuff like that, and guides those lines. But also we've got what's in the future and what kind of guidance. So we'll probably focus in on these parts. Because, as far as clarifying the kind of help he wants, it's guidance either way. So keeping it simple, we'll try to see what's coming up and what we can do to help. So let's go ahead and figure out what cards we're going to use this time. Looks like we're using Prisma Visions. So future and guidance. And yeah, let's find cards. We'll see what comes up down here. Is the yeah, they do on the very bottom. I think we're done with that for now. Are we? Okay, it does indeed seem like we've got one card, even though this question had two parts, future and guidance. Let's see. Okay, I think This leans more into guidance. That it feels like there's an element of future. Um, we'll find out more when we flip. And is there anything else? Nope, not really. King of Swords. Interesting. I mean, let me go ahead and take the picture. We can talk through it. But yeah, King of Swords indicates someone who has the power to overcome, to redirect difficulties and evil to good. So this would seem to indicate that Justin actually has more power than he's giving himself credit. So maybe he's, no. He has more power. He might not feel like he has it, but he does. So he'll just need to spend some time there. Hey, Radha, not today. We're trying something else. We're doing questions off the internet. Friday will still be live answers. And of course, you can reach out to me on the various social medias to get readings that way. Thanks for dropping in, though. No problem. Okay. So we got that picture. I'll write that out for Justin. So we'll go on to our next one. This one's by Clara. Good evening. I'm at a point where everything which mattered to me and anchored me has gone. I no longer see anything ahead. Requesting healing and signs of hope and positivity to begin again. So anything we can do to help fill the void, bridge the gap, so to speak, till she's got her direction again. So let's go ahead, find our deck. Okay. Looks like it'll be Cosmo today. Or at least for this one. Okay. And anything that will help her to heal or something she can look out for as a sign. Let's see. I'll double check later to make sure those are, well, I'll fix the placement of the cards afterwards. All right now. We need to find them. And I think that, move that over so those can go there. Make sure we've got all our cards. Yeah, feeling good there. Okay. Okay, so these are, let me try to organize these. These are steps towards healing. They build on each other. So there's going to be some overlap as you work through these. But yeah, it builds. You'll start with first and move on and incorporate more. This isn't a sign per se. It feels more like a message. So I guess in and of itself a sign. But yeah, so this would be a message to Clara. And yeah, let's go ahead and flip. The Mender, Karma, the Dreamer. And then up here, we've got Sacrifice. Interesting. I'll need to double check. This deck uses different names than traditional tarot. The Mender is a Chalices face card. I want to say it's either the Page or the Queen, but I don't quite remember. This would be Queen of Swords. Karma is Justice in a normal deck. Sacrifice, I'm going to double check. I want to say this is Hanged Man, but I'm not quite sure on that. So let me go ahead and pull those up. Got our little, pretty big book actually. Oh no, that's Sacrifice. Yeah, Sacrifice is the Hanged Man. Karma, Justice. We've got the Mender and the Dreamer. I want to make sure we get those right. And yeah, that's definitely Queen of Swords. Mender is Queen of Chalices. Compassion, calm, comfort. Those are the notes on that card. We could read through. But well, anyways, let's get into the steps and the details. So Mender, there's definitely a healing aura with this. I know this is what she's asking for, but as far as actions that she can take towards healing, calm is being at peace, accepting things as they are. So coming to terms with that, even as they're changing, allowing us to not be so caught up in the past, but more so in the present, and thus preparing us more to address the future. There's two parts to the Karma card. There's the passive and the active. Passive suggests you're going to get what you're due. You reap what you sow, in a sense. So some things that you have reaped previously, you will be sowing. Some will be good, some will be bad, just based off of the nature of what you put out previously. As far as the active part, the stuff she can focus on now, This would be on doing good. And this doesn't have to be like go volunteer for a day or something like that. It doesn't have to be something as big as that. It can be as simple as being better to the people around you, um, to those you work with or interact with. Um, that, yeah, I don't want that to be too simple, because just doing a little bit is only a small step towards getting here. Yeah, you'll continue to build on that if you do little steps. Um, so, being better to people, yeah, that'll continue to be something you can build on going forward. The Dreamer, Queen of Swords. This one's interesting. This deck focuses on her being double-edged, having grand visions, perfectionist tendencies, um, ideals. Um, the concern is that some of this stuff is not realized. It's not grounded in reality. So, as far as addressing this card, I mean, reality checks is the best way to go about it. And you could do that somewhat yourself. This is probably going to be easier to work through with another person. Um, so, find a friend, um, be a regular somewhere so you have people you regularly interact with or something. I don't know. However, you can get people to talk with you about stuff. Um, you're going to want to run the important things that you think about, ponder on. Um, you'll want to run those things and talk them over with other people. Um, they'll serve as a sounding board to tell you whether or not it's real or it's fake. You probably can't see it, but there's a little vision, imaginary situation under the woman as she floats. Sacrifice is the message directly to you, and this is as close to a sign as we're getting. Hanged Man normally deals with a change in perspective. Um, this deck focuses more so on the letting go. Um, Traditionally, it's um, out with the old, in with the new. Um, sort of more like um, old you is gone, new you is in. Um, Obviously, you are a constant, but you can change. Now, this one focuses more on letting go of the old. Um, and it really just strongly emphasizes um, that well, as far as what you actively do, it is letting go of the past things. Um, what will probably help as far as working through this is the realization that it is a sacrifice and that you are giving up something for something of even greater value, for something better. Now, this might have been forced on you, uh, and so you might be wondering how does that even apply? But as far as the higher power is concerned, this counts. Um, and so as you work to gracefully let go of those things that, well, have been taken from you in a sense, um, you'll be able to reap the rewards and prepare for the good things that are coming. I think I still need to take a picture of this one, so let me go ahead and grab that real quick. Again, we're not going to bore you with actually typing it out. I'll go follow up on the post myself, but yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to our next question. And this is from Anna Metzen. Hi, I recently turned 39 and I'm just inquiring about when and if I was ever going to get pregnant. I'm scared that I may be too old now. It's a fair concern. Normally, questions like this I pass on just because it is so much more in their control. And well, it's easy to mess with things then when you're trying to have the truth told to you, and you can mess with it. But yeah, let's go ahead and find our deck for this one. The important thing I'm focusing on is the if. We may or may not get a sense of when. But yeah. Okay. Looks like we're doing Prisoner. Oh. We'll call that good. Do we have anything else? Not strong enough. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be answering if. This will be speaking to when, which I guess presumably we're getting a yes, but let's see. Queen of Wands. This deck with the face cards and the wands, it tends to focus on energy. And a surge there. Definitely a yes card. As far as when, 4 of Chalices. So, I mean, this would normally be a no card, but we're trying to get our sense of timing out of this. Um, yeah, it's not exactly a time. Um, it's more so a feeling of where it seems too late. You might not be in the most optimistic of places when it does finally happen. So, I mean, that's, I guess it depends on how sensitive you are to negativity, because that could happen sooner or later, depending on how resilient and how long you can stand out and hope and wait. But this is definitely pushing that boundary. And you might already have given up in a sense by the time you find out you're pregnant. But we got our answer, yes. You will be able to get pregnant. So somewhat yin and yang sort of answers, but they do work together and it'll work out. So moving on to our next question from Lisa Goodwin. May I have a love reading, please? And she included a picture. A number of them do. I don't need that sort of thing. Let me go ahead and keep us on the question. I know other tarot readers do. Some want your horoscope or your date of birth and real name, stuff like that. If you want to provide it, great. I'm more interested in your question and the details around that. Because the more I know there, the easier it is for me to understand what the cards are speaking to. But yeah. Oh, let me switch back to cards. Well, once I find them. Looks like we're using the Destiny deck. So things I would have liked that would have made this question better. It helps to know if you've got a specific relationship in mind. Usually one that you're already in, or if it's, as I'm assuming in this case, general, you're not attached to anyone and you just want to see what's coming in that area of your life. That's what I'm going to be leaning towards as far as interpretation. Excuse me. I think that was it from there. I don't know that we've got anything else. This might be another single card. Okay, yeah, we've just got the one. Let's go ahead and take a look. We've got the Magician, action, creativity. Those are notes on the card itself. That was part of the design of this deck. The Magician speaks to being able to manifest, having the power and resourcefulness to make what you want a reality. So as far as a love reading, this suggests that, assuming if you're not a wallflower and whatnot, if you put yourself forward, then yeah, stuff is going to manifest. I mean, it does favor the bold, those willing to go out and put effort in. But yeah. Oh, let me take a picture before we move on. Hey, Gaia. I'm trying different kind of content today. I'm just doing readings for posts on the internet. I have another session Friday if you want to join then. I do live readings then for the audience. And then if sooner is more important, you can hit me up on social media, Practical Prince. And I just do my best to try and follow up when I have the time. Same thing SAS, Dragon Princess, or Dragon Empress, sorry. I'm not doing live readings today, at least not for the audience. So there's the Friday session, or you can message me on whatever platform facilitates that. I guess the only thing I should add on this one is that, well, yeah, no, I guess that was relevant. From Catherine Ann, may I have a reading? I'm in a confusing time. I will leave feedback. All good. As far as Catherine's question goes, this is just going to be a general reading. This is where it's helpful if I knew specifics, but looks like we're using a Lost Forest. It'd be helpful if I knew specifics, but here we're inferring she meant a general reading, and we'll just pick up whatever we can. If we've got advice, if we've got clarity on the situation, we'll let her know. Okay. Let's see. For anything, let me set this aside for now. Yep, the very bottom. And that might be it. Probably. Let's check. So yeah, just the two cards. This one has more weight. Our card on the left. Not to say that this is insignificant, just this gets the bigger piece of the pie. And yeah, I'm not getting whether it's advice or clarity, guidance. So we'll just have to flip and find out. Knight of Earth and the Knight of Oceans. Interesting. I want to double check Knight of Earth. But I want to say the notes there are like perseverance, determination, elements associated with the goat depicted in the picture. Hard work, persistence, productivity. Our Knight of Cups, romance, charm, imagination, beauty. I guess You'd have to zoom in order to read that, but it's there. Those are the details. So, yeah. I mean, another card that would be similar to Knight of Earth would be a normal strength that also has themes of persistence and resilience. Knight of Oceans would normally be Knight of Cups, usually, romantic, chasing love, following your heart. That's the themes going on there. So, really, the bigger part is persistence, and there might even be an element of diligence. Yeah, I think there is. And just keeping up and keeping on. Let me see if I can get something more specific on Knight of Oceans. Follow your heart. That's basically what it boils down to. You've lived long enough. Your heart's been through enough that it knows what's good for it and what's not. So that'll help guide you. But definitely, the important thing is just keeping at it. It can be a struggle day after day, but it's important to keep on and bear through. So. Okay. Let's go on to our next question. Oh, going too fast. Margaret Conboy. My heart is broken. I miss Jordan so much. Can anyone see? Will we ever work out? So, I mean, this is, as far as what she actually asked, it's yes, no, will we work out? So as far as yes, no goes, I usually get, there's a 3-card spread that I usually end up with. You saw me earlier get a yes, no with just a single card, and that's fine too. It's just the norm, I guess, for me would be 3 cards, and then it'll definitely mix it up. Yeah, it looks like we're using Lucine. Let me go ahead and bring this back up to highlight. Okay. I guess I should clarify. When she says work out, I'm assuming she means get back together in a lasting way. Because, I mean, technically things can work out where you guys come to terms with the past, where she comes to terms with the past and him leaving or her leaving. I guess we don't actually know that. But let me at least get rid of this. It's a lot of cards to hold. I don't know that we've got anything there. We'll just cross that. Yeah, it feels like we've just got the two. So yeah, we'll go from there. Okay. Sorry. As far as what I was wondering, what communing about, the cards have a defined yes, no, blah, blah, blah. I was wondering if the normal tarot meanings of the cards was still in effect, playing a role. And it feels like that's not really the case here. So we've got 4 of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Okay. This would be a yes, this would be a no. So as far as where this would fit in a typical, well, let me make sure that's even the right way of putting it. Yeah. So it's on the spectrum of no, not working out, to yes, but it'll take time. So there's obviously a very painful period she's going through right now. Not exactly sure how long that will last, but there's a good chance you'll come to terms with that before there's the opportunity of, well, getting back together. And at that point, you may have changed your mind. Like, you'll be in a different state. So as far as which way it goes from there, we just don't have enough clarity. Let me go ahead and capture this. And then quick peek, want to get these oriented the right way as we put them back. I'm not against reversed cards or anything, but I am usually told about it. It's not randomly drawn that way. So, thank you. There we go. Okay. Going on to our next question. Thanks for accepting me. Would love a free reading if possible, of course. I'll return the favor soon. Please see it as a birthday present, as it's my birthday tomorrow. Obviously, that's posted March 4th, and we are far past March 5th. But hey, it's worth it. Happy belated birthday. Let's find out what's in store. Yeah, looks like Cosmo Visions for this one. The question was obviously asked in the past, but I'm giving a present tense reading. Might be an awkward way of saying that, but the details and information will be relevant as of now when I'm giving it. We're not going to try being retroactive or anything like that. So we're not interested in the past, or at least I'm assuming she's not interested in the past. We might end up putting that one back, but we'll see. further into the deck. Set those aside. I think that might be it. Oh, don't fall off. Okay. So main answer, the primary part. This feels ancillary, secondary, a detail out there on the edge, a footnote, so to speak, which may be of interest but isn't necessarily important enough for the bigger part. So we've got the moon, and we've got 6 of chalices. Interesting. The moon deals with illusions, not seeing things clearly. There can be an element of subconscious there as well. Some decks will lean more into deception, for example. But let's try and get a sense of what we're wanting to communicate. Because with illusions, you can focus on things aren't as they seem, but that doesn't feel to be the case here. More related to the subconscious. Okay. How to put that? This would be similar to trusting your gut instinct, that gut feeling. It feels a little weaker though, so it might not be super strong. But it just comes down to trust your instincts. It'll guide you through. And then as far as the 6 of chalices, the ancillary thing, this deals with a sense of renewal and also a childhood. A certain, not quite nostalgia, but sort of like a throwback to the good old days, so to speak. But it's a positive card. There's a cleansing element to it. Hey, Angel. Hey, Rosie. I am live, but I'm not doing live readings. Yeah, I have a session on Friday where I'm happy to do live readings for people. And of course, if you want, you can hit me up on social media. Rosie, you're on Facebook. You can message me, and I'm happy to respond later. Angel, I don't think YouTube has a messaging feature, but I'm on a number of platforms. So tonight, I'm just doing readings for people who have posted on the internet. Today, we're doing a bunch of questions from Facebook. Might mix that up, but trying a different kind of content. So that's what we're doing. Let me make sure I got, we got the picture for that. So we're good to shuffle this. Take care until then, Ridley. Let me go ahead and pull up our next question. Oh, we're getting close to the end. Suzanne Remington, could I have a love reading? I don't know if I'm dating Mr. Right or Mr. Right now, or if my judgment is completely off. It seems like we're using Prisma again. Let me go ahead and switch back to our cards. And we already shuffled, so we won't do too much of that. There's two parts to this. Because there's Mr. Right, as in the guy you're going to live happily ever after with, and then there's you being with the right person for where you are right now. This might not be the end of the road, so to speak, as the dating scene and working through that. But anyways, that's clear enough. Let me find cards. All that to say, we might have two parts to this. Yeah, more of a pair. Okay. Did I go too fast? Methinks the answer is yes. Okay. Let's see if we got all our cards. Is that okay? So basically, yes, no, on whether or not this is Mr. Right, the final guy we're ending up with, and then these are insight into the current relationship. So, King of Pentacles, that would indicate a very strong yes. And then we've got King of Swords and Queen of Swords. Or sorry, King of Swords and Queen of Wands. We're not getting meaning from this one. This was really just yes to confirm this is the guy. King of Swords, there's definitely an element of learning going on with this one. You guys have your differences, and there's going to be some trouble sometimes, some trial working through that. But that's to teach you and help you to become a master of taking those conflicts and turning them into resolutions, uh, thereby bringing yourselves closer together and closer to harmony. Queen of Wands, let me double check. I could guess and whatnot, but I think I want the book for this one. So let me find not Chalices, but Wands. And our Queen. Charisma, radiating energy, inspirational. The Queen of Wands is the vibrant expression of a brimming mind. Sunlit, exuberant, she takes all the positive energy of fire and warms the world with it, radiating confidence and charisma. Her joyful display is infectious, inspiring positivity in others. As a result, she is respected and a productive leader. When you see her come up in a reading, consider how you can incorporate her enlivening energy into your life. Okay. And the focus is on incorporating that. And the main thing that I'm sensing from that is confidence. Not cocky, not arrogance. I'll get to use all. But taking in that, well, trusting partly in yourself, partly in destiny/fate, having a path paved for you, and that things are going to work out. Not getting bogged down in the details and the little things. So that's what we're getting from the Queen of Wands. Oh, let me take a picture. Zal, the DJ. The software I use is called Restream. I am live, and they should probably rebrand. But yeah, as far as what we're doing tonight, I'm answering questions from off the internet. So I'm not taking live readings from the audience, but I do have a session Friday where I will be doing that. If that doesn't work, you can hit me up on a lot of the social media. Practical Prince. And it'll just be when I get the notification and have time to follow up on it. So there we have it. Let's go ahead and find our next question. We've got Christy Middleton. Thanks for the ad? Question mark? Yeah. Merry meet. My spiritual mother recommended this group. I was scammed. I thought it was like blah, 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 blah. So I'm excited to see what goes on. And can someone do a reading, please? She talks about how someone scammed her on a different site and stuff like that, but that's not what she's actually asking. Her question buried in there is basically, can I get a general reading? This is where I'm curious if she really meant something more specific, but it is what it is. We've only got what we can work with. So let's go ahead and find our cards and find her answer. And it's Prisma. This deck is getting a lot of this tonight. And we'll call that good. Diving all the way down. Hmm. Okay. Okay, yeah, we got the cards. And there is actually something to this placement. How to organize. Well, let's find out what this one. Okay. This feels like a DM. So not necessarily on the topic of the question, even though general is pretty broad. But basically, the higher power is trying to say something specifically. So we'll treat that basically like its own thing. As far as these, there's some slight. This is slightly greater in weight than this, but fairly negligible. Two of Swords. Knight of Swords. Oh boy. Page of Wands. Two of Swords. Twos normally deal with decisions. The concern with the Two of Swords is that you're blind. And I don't know if the art is clear enough from that distance, but this person is blind. So waving their swords around really does no good. It's the recommendation is to first first stop what you're doing. Second, take off the blindfold. Sorry. And then third, evaluate, because now you're seeing the world clearly where you weren't before. So, yeah. So, bit concerning there. Knight of Swords is also concerning. I like to call this one analysis paralysis. This knight could and possibly will get swallowed by this beast, but it's because they're staying stuck in one place. The Knight of Swords is suggesting that action needs to be taken. That it's better to act than to keep waiting, keep trying to analyze, because whether it's the situation or just how you're processing it, you're not going to get to the conclusion fast enough, and you need to act now. So, first, see clearly. That's, yeah. That is the first and most important thing. Second, act. There's a swiftness there that needs to be taken. It's interesting because it's hard for someone to know when they've taken off the blindfold. Can they actually see clearly or not? Sometimes they haven't dug deep enough. Sometimes it's just a lighter shade of black, which is just as useless in reality. So this one's going to be a bit more challenging. Page of Wands. In this deck, it focuses on a surge of energy. This would be a wellspring, temporary, but uh, yeah, a lot of energy that you're able to focus and direct into something, however you please. Um, the advice is to use this wisely, um, but even more so to realize it will run out. Uh, and that when that happens, well, hopefully you've got something that you can sustain because you just won't be able to, you just won't have that wellspring that you had before to keep it going. So, yeah. Okay. I'll shuffle those, but let's first find, I believe, our last question. Me. Christy Middleton. Can I please have a reading? I was told I have a lot of darkness from my past trauma. So this is asking about, well, is there a lot of darkness still in me that still needs to be addressed? And so, yeah, is that really the case? Is it really as dark as people might be making it sound? How might it be addressed? We'll be trying to get those sorts of answers. And I need to find the right deck. We'll go ahead and switch to the workspace, though. Looks like, let's see, we'll be doing this one. I think we're going to have a few here. Hey, Parasocial Perry. It's been a while. I'm not doing live readings for this session. I'm just doing questions off the internet. We've still got the Friday session. That'll be live readings, if that works for you. Otherwise, you can hit me up on social media, Practical Prince. And I'll just slip it in when I have the time. And that's strong enough. Okay, let's see if we found them all. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Nature of the trauma. So, presuming yes, it does exist. Um, how to get insight or clarity on it. Um, this one is the interesting one. Uh, this is all like consequences of the trauma or of having the trauma. And that's not to say negative consequences. This is, well, a byproduct of it. Um, this is a tempered pair. So this top one is the main one. Uh, and then the bottom one modifies or tweaks it in some way. So let's go ahead and dive in. We've got, what, 9 of Cups? Okay, as well as King of Pentacles. Interesting. We've got 8 of Pentacles over here. And then over here, we've got the Devil, tempered by 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, I'm trying to get a better sense of the trauma. I mean, in the simple tarot, 9 of Cups would be happiness. It's also known as the wish card. Sort of like dreams come true sort of stuff. King of Pentacles is power, uh, capability. Uh, you can do it. Um, it has those sorts of themes. As far as what this trauma is getting at, though, what this combination, this pair is telling us about it. Interesting. It's not that you don't have happiness and power, um, but the trauma has a hold of them. Not so much that it's a monopoly or anything like that, um, but you're missing out on the full extent of what you could have. Interesting. As far as getting clarity, we've got 8 of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure this is collaboration and teamwork, but let me check my guide real quick, just in case something else stands out. Okay. So I'll read the parts that are standing out. The card reflects the need for a logical and diligent approach. Um, this card is also known as the Apprentice card. So there's an aspect of learning from others, others who can perhaps see more clearly. So I don't know if that's necessarily therapy. That would probably be the simplest way to address it, albeit possibly the more expensive. Um, you might have people around you that are able to fill that role as well. Multiple people, perhaps. Outcome. The devil usually deals with temptations, addictions, um, which are restrictive. Um, Not in the sense that you can't choose them, but once you do choose them, they are limiting in a sense. The Three of Pentacles is also known as the Architect, um, and its themes are success and planning. Um, so, as far as the devil goes, it feels like this might have an aspect on others, yourself as well. Um, but whether you've intended to or not, um, you've constructed bindings um, that are at their base not actually sound, not actually good. Um, and you've bound yourself and others in a sense, not not like chains or something, not like prison, but yeah, what there's got to be a better word. Um, Sinuous, uh, sinister, maybe. There's a sinister element to the bindings. Not that it's intentional, um, but yeah, there's that streak of malintent that slipped its way in there. So as far as why yeah, you'll just have to work with other people as far as getting into those details. It is pretty subtle, so it makes sense that this isn't obvious that someone else has to find this for you. Um, but yeah. Anyways, that's probably enough dwelling and playing with that one. Make sure we get it all and call it good. Okay. That's all we've got for today, people. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was fun for me mixing it up a bit. Let me know if you like it, um, or if we should go back to just live readings. I'll keep doing this for a little bit just to see, give it some time to really develop and get a feel for it before deciding if it needs to be shelved or if it's going to be part of the repertoire, part of the regular scheduling, as they say in streaming. But yeah, so yeah, thanks again for watching, tuning in. We are streaming on Friday. We're doing the live readings then. If that doesn't work for you, um, go ahead and hit me up on social media. I'll just answer as I have time. So have a great week. Hope you're doing well.